What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the It's Running Podcast number 50. This time it's the three amigos coming at it. Just not just me and Tyler, but always the guy Rafael. What was good, guys?
Hello, everybody.
But yeah,
we got a new host, we got a new look. Everything's revamped. So I'm excited to see what the future holds for this show, and let's get on it.
Tyler's got the guns out for today.
100% attitude, brother.
But yeah, so before we get into it, if you guys are new, make sure you hit that like button, also hit that subscribe button. That being said, obviously, the first topic of discussion. This was from 2 hours ago. Bray Wyatt's been kind of in. We all know that Bray Wyatt has kind of been MIA since after the month of February. But he was slated to return sometime later this September, but unfortunately he caught a little bit of snag because his illness, whatever he was dealing with, was career and life threatening.
Honestly, at this point, even if it wasn't an illness and it wasn't life threatening or career threatening, you really think WWE are really going to use the guy? They scrapped the whole Wyatt 6 thing. They let the guy who was gonna be in it walk.
I mean, not to mention they also scrapped a potential program with Bobby Lashley. That was scrapped.
That's the thing. I don't know if the booking would have been way different, in my opinion. But honestly, they need to cut their freaking losses with the guy. They need to.
It sucks to say, but yeah,
it sucks to say. And plus, with this health scare, I don't know if he's going to be in the ring much longer. That's another thing, and it pains me to say it as a Bray Wyatt guy because I like the creativeness of that character. I love the creative juices flowing from this dude in the WWE. From the family to the Fiend to this new iteration of the character that got scrapped. I liked it all. I liked the creativeness of it. Did it get too stale? Because they were trying to who's who and all this other stuff within 6 months, and we still haven't figured out who was who, and we're never gonna figure that out because the people who were supposed to be in that group aren't there.
Yeah, exactly. And let's not forget that. Well, that was the original idea because that was in WrestleMania 39. That was in Los Angeles. And they have originally booked between Bray Wyatt versus Bobby Lashley. And then they just scrapped it up because I do it for the illness. He wasn't on top of the February 27, but it was the last time of the seat of Bray Wyatt. But he was not medically cleared to compete. I mean, that he won't be all to have the match with him, but that's why it's not medically completed because that was really near there because they originally planned to a return for Bray Wyatt that was in July, but they just moved out to September, just like at 1 month.
Yeah, that's the thing. They were already booking this they were booking the build on TV. You saw the build on TV. You saw Bobby on SmackDown. The TV's getting hacked by that Buzzard logo thing that he had, which he had done before with LA Knight and other people in their builds, but they were starting to build up this feud, and then next you know you hear Bray Wyatt taken off the TV because of illness. And I'm not sure if the build was gonna emanate still. It probably would have. But I feel like there's multiple issues at hand here. For one, why didn't anybody disclose what type of illness it was early on? 2, why is he still off TV? And 3, why is it now life-threatening?
See, yeah, good point on that. But then again, we've seen a lot of the time these wrestlers like Bray Wyatt, they never want to disclose any of that.
Yeah, true, because we didn't know anything about Brody Lee until he died.
Yeah, and then we found out from his
wife.
I get
that. I get it. He wants to keep the stuff private. I get that. But there has to be multiple factors because, he could have done what Brody did and fought through the shit. But they didn't let him, like, and I'm pretty sure he would want to, because it's Chad, but
Hello, Chad.
it's that whole thing. You build up a feud, you take them off TV. Yeah, did we know about the illness? No. But that's my problem. My problem is the fact that now people are like, what's next for Bray? And I hope he gets better. I hope this isn't life-threatening. But WWE, man, you gotta either let him walk, or tell him to retire or something. If this is life-threatening, tell the man to retire.
I mean, shit. We've seen
we've already seen life-threatening shit happen. Look at Triple H. Look at Triple H, for instance. He had a heart issue. He had to be forced to retire because of the heart issue. Who else?
Big E. He was temporary.
Big E. But Big E, that's not life-threatening. That's just, his neck is fucked up to the point where hold up. His neck is messed up, and he can't wrestle because if he takes another bump, he's going to be paralyzed. It's not that the fact that if he takes another bump, he's going to die. And that's the thing with Bray, man, and Triple H. Like, if this is really in fact life-threatening, Bray Wyatt, please retire. Please end the career. Please.
I was sad about it because after I had to go through scrapping out the idea between Bray Wyatt versus Bobby Lashley at the WrestleMania, I think that the best way to say this, I know Bray Wyatt is fighting for this life career, and of course he was dealing with some serious issues about it. So I will say this: look, Bray, I know you're gonna come back to the September, but give an announcement that people are really shocked. Just please, because right now you've been out the ring for so many years. We give you like a great performance with the Way family. I mean, do me a favor. If you're not able to not coming back for the ring about that, so retire, because right now because you need to focus a lot about the body, your life, because I know for a fact, because I know you for the television, you've been doing so great with the Wyatt family, not only for the Florida Championship Wrestling, but also for the NXT, for the WWE, and you gave us like a great match between Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. But if you want to come back to the ring right now, you gotta tell to all the people to say, "Hey, it's been a while. It's been like a roller coaster for me, but hey, if I was a Bray Wyatt, I will retire for the ring because there's so many years. There's so many years that I had to step for the ring."
If he, here's the thing, but if it's life-threatening, and it's like a heart issue or something, I would retire. But if it was like some kind of
yeah, exactly,
like if it was like a cancer or something that he has or something, I honestly hope he beats it. I hope he beats it, and if he beats it, come back to the ring. We miss you, dude. But if it's like a heart issue, yeah, count your losses and retire, bro. Like wrestling will do fine without you, and it'll do fine with you, and it's a double-edged sword here. But honestly, I wish I knew more, because I'm sure there's a lot of like sketchiness with this, because WWE didn't say anything, Wyatt didn't say anything, and it's and I don't know how people can just like hide a lot of this stuff. Like I mean, I'm sure it's Bray Wyatt's discretion, but fans are already thinking that this man's being misused without knowing the facts, and that's my big issue with this. Is that fans are already complaining, "Where's Bray Wyatt? Bray Wyatt's getting misused," because they don't know about this illness.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I'm just gonna say, like, if Bray Wyatt, wants to have a lasting career, he needs to say, look, guys, I'm not being taken off of TV because of creative differences. I don't know where you're getting that from, but right now I am going through a health scare right now. They're saying that I won't be back until September. And, this whole, and also this whole thing with Bobby Lashley, I don't know if they're going to revisit that story because they're already doing another story with Street Profits and him being a faction, this new Hurt Business, this new faction.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know. I don't know where they could go from here with this.
And like I said, I mean, if you think about him retired, but he is 36. So I mean, how many?
Yeah, he is 36. So how many years does this guy have left? But if I was just saying, contemplate retirement if this health scare is a heart issue.
Yeah, it's a fact.
Or if it's something like taking a bump could physically hurt him enough to where he's gonna die soon. Like,
yeah, and
I don't really want that to happen. So if it is the case, I urge him to retire. But if it's not the case, then don't retire. Wait till September. If you're fine in September and if you want to work through this, then great. Chadwick Boseman the hell out of this. I don't care. But honestly, I don't think. But if it's life threatening, that's scary. That's scary to me because we already lost Brody Lee.
And we could have almost lost Triple H had he not realized, and plus, I mean, Triple H already knew he was going to have health problems along the way.
That's different. That's different, though. They caught it in time. That's different. Yes, if he was in the ring, then yeah, he would have died. But here's the difference, though. This is along the same lines of Brody Lee. Brody Lee gets put out of commission due to an injury. Oh no, this injury was life-threatening. Oh no, he's dead. There's a parallel here. Bray Wyatt's taken out of commission because of injury. Oh no, we're finding out it's life-threatening. Oh no, what's gonna happen? Like, that's the scary part. Is like, I don't want Bray Wyatt to go in that way. I don't want him to go in that way. We've already lost Brody Lee. So honestly, I hope he's okay. I hope he's okay. To sum this up, I hope he's alright. Because, again, this is like Brody Lee. This is nothing like Triple H's situation at all. Nothing. Because Triple H, he had like a heart murmur or whatever the hell. If he took a bump, he would die. But this is different. This is again the same lines of Brody Lee. And it scares me. It fucking scares me, dude. It scares
everybody because right now Ross Sapp actually reported that he was quote unquote getting closer, but they didn't really say when he was going to be officially cleared. So, to quite honestly, we might never see him again if that's the case.
We might never see him again, and yet in that regard, if they're saying it's life threatening, that's the big thing. You said it yourself in that article you just wrote or just read. It's life threatening.
And also, they did say they were taking extra precautions because of that, because we don't know exactly what they're dealing with.
Exactly.
And it's.
I hope doctors find answers, and I hope he gets through this because, again, man, this is another type of thing where it's like Brody Lee's injury and that death of Brody Lee. It's like he gets taken out of commission. We don't know what the hell is going on. We find out that it's serious, and then next you know, Brody Lee is gone.
But yeah, so we just have to wait to see what so right now that's kind of the only updates we got as regarding to Bray Wyatt. But pretty much ever since that, since we know he's been on TV since after the Royal Rumble. It's
he's been gone since after his match with LA Knight. And a little bit after that, because he started that He started that program with Bobby Lashley. It was supposed to be a Royal Rumble program, so he was gone before Royal Rumble. Or actually, no. Or actually, yeah, because remember, Extreme Rules was in December.
Yeah.
Of that year, and Royal Rumble's in January. So in that time frame, he was starting that little build. He was starting to build for Bray Wyatt versus Bobby around, after Extreme Rules into January. So he's been gone since before Royal Rumble.
Yeah, which has
been what, better half of 6 months?
6-7 months at this point.
So you've been gone for 6-7 months, and we're finding out that this is a serious injury that could be life-threatening.
Yeah, which is
this freaking scares me, bro. This fucking scares me.
It scares a lot of fans, and it sucks.
It scares a lot,
especially for a guy that is a creative genius, and yet
a great creative genius. Somebody that WWE would want. Somebody who is entertainment first. He is entertainment first. Bray Wyatt. He wants to make the best character, the best storylines, the best thing for fans and stuff like that. He wants to be like
a lot of great things as a career.
Yeah, he gave us he gave us the Wyatt family. He gave us the Fiend. He gave us this new character. But here's the thing: he wants to be like the Undertaker in this sense, this horror character that fans can get behind. It can get over. He can have matches. Yeah, are these the best matches? Not necessarily, because he's not necessarily the greatest wrestler out there.
Yeah,
let's be real with ourselves here. He's not the greatest wrestler out there, but as in terms of character work, he's got it down.
I think, yeah, and that's absolutely correct. And you also think too, when he first was the Era of Worlds, even though he was a little bit sluggish, I think it was because he's pushing he's sitting at 6'3", 285 pounds.
Yeah, here's the thing: he's a tall dude, but then he was bigger. He was a lot bigger than what he was now. Now he's a little bit leaner, but he was bigger now. Like, he was a heavy set dude.
Yeah,
he was like almost 7 foot. He was like 6'7", 6'8". Like, and so he was a bigger dude. So he was moving inconsiderably slower. In that regard, but he made up for it with the character work, and it was great. But that's the thing that fucking scares the life out of me, is that two creative geniuses in Brody Lee and Bray Wyatt had health issues aligning with each other. They both get taken out off of TV. We don't know what's going on with them. We find out it's life-threatening, and one of them dies.
But yeah, but like I said, we have to wait to see because right now that's the only updates we got as of right now. Because right now we don't know what the outcome's going to be looking like. So that could probably take at least weeks, maybe months.
Probably a year. Probably a year. I don't know. We don't know at this point what he has. All we know is that it is life-threatening. It's a life-threatening disease that he got. I don't know how he got it. I don't know why. We don't know the circumstances. All we know, it's a life-threatening disease that they're trying to find a cure for pretty fast. They're trying to get him to live pretty much, because this is a serious issue.
Mm-hmm.
But moving on, this is also interesting that I've read before the start of the show. For those who remember who've been around the original ECW, obviously probably between 95 to 96, a little bit parts. I don't think they were around in 90.
That was in 1992. That was in 1992, I guess.
No. They were ECW around 95 up till 2001. They died around the same year WCW died.
So, ECW founder Todd Gordon, I think a lot of old ECW heads know who who knows who Todd Gordon is. But he did say that Paul Heyman fabricated the WCW mole story during the earlier adaptations of ECW. But he says, and he goes on to say, "quote You have to understand, it was always against us. It was us against the big guys. We were the little entry that could. Us against WWE, us against WCW. We were shooting at them and trying to equate ourselves with them. Which, well, let's be real, that's kind of a bad idea back then."
For me though, here's the whole thing with this whole thing, right? It's the fact that you very stupidly didn't have enough funds to even have money to pay your wrestlers towards the end, for one. For two, you literally had a edgy product where every match there's blood. It's basically deathmatch wrestling, in a sense, but without death matches. And you had blood every match, and you try to get a TV deal. Then you got a TV deal. They barely promoted you.
Yeah,
on TV, they barely promoted you.
It's not just that too.
You very stupidly got mad. You very stupidly got mad about it, knowing damn well that's not a TV product. That's a pay-per-view only product that you're putting out.
Absolutely.
Because that's like borderline TVMA shit that you're doing.
Oh yeah, but I will say this too, though, and not so much to go back to the not promoting too. Their marketing was completely got awful back then too, and yes, when you don't have, and we talked about this too, if not just any business that doesn't have good,
but it's not ECW's fault. That was TNN or whatever that freaking network's called.
Yeah, TNN,
which turned into Spike TV, which turned into Pop TV.
Yes.
Which turned into Paramount Network. So I'm basically just going to call it the Paramount Network. You had it on the Paramount Network at one point. You had it on that network, and they didn't even bother to promote you because they saw the product that you were putting out. Cursing all the time, freaking throwing chairs at each other, flaming tables, flaming freaking goddamn ropes, freaking barbed wire ropes, barbed wire this, barbed wire that. Yes, they have it on AEW, but they do it sparingly. You did it all the damn time, every week.
Yeah, and that's like
that's not good for TV. That's why they did not market them. That is exactly why they did not market them.
I mean, with the case for the decade of the 90s, they had so many products like the WWF, WCW, but ECW was very special. I mean, that was like a game changer. I mean, imagine this, because during that time from 1993 to 2000, I mean, ECW, they just provide anything can happen like a game changer, and they brought to the ads to the stream. I mean, they just brought like the syndication, because at first that show was syndicated in every area of the United States, and they just have it in backstage promos, business, and they show up for graphic violence of language, everything about it. So they basically, that was because before, for the game changer wrestling, just like in 2020, right now for the 90s, all the old school wrestling fans, they really enjoyed about the ECW, because that was a part of the DNA that doesn't stick it off for all this connection for the rest of the 90s.
But here's the thing, though. You don't see GCW on a major TV network like ECW was, because they're like, all right, this product is not fit for TV.
No.
And their announcers, they're throwing in F-bombs like it's water. I've seen a GCW show on pay-per-view. They throw in F-bombs like it's water. ECW was doing the same thing. Throwing F-bombs like it's water. Having dissing the fans, talking about them being like whatever, like they're talking about their balls and shit. Like, that's like, yes, you got MJF saying the shit too, but that's tamer than what they used to say.
Oh yeah,
that's not good. That's not good for TV. I'm sorry, that's not.
Especially too, because it's like nowadays, television nowadays is more catered to kids, and and that's where
television now isn't catered to kids. It's not. You have a variety. Even back then, you had a variety. You have networks for kids. You had networks for adults. You had networks for this person. Networks for preteens. Networks for this. Like, I feel like more so. Back in the day, you had more variety of networks. You had like different networks for a variety of people. TNN, that was more basically male oriented. Which was Spike TV. Spike TV was male oriented. Now it's for everybody because they turned into Paramount. It's an everybody thing now. But before it was Paramount, it was Pop TV. That was catered to women. That was women. Like that's a woman. Then they changed it to Paramount. It's for everybody again. Because they had shows like Yellowstone and all these other shows that were like catered to everybody.
Some good shows too, which I'll give that for. And that's the thing too. And then you got to look at the time period too. Which
I get the time period. It was
Here's another point too.
Hold up. Let me finish. But here's the thing. Yes, I get it. It was the 90s. Everybody liked the edgy shit in the 90s. I get that. But you don't see WWE having, every match be hardcore. You didn't see WCW, every match had to be hardcore. Every match had to have blood.
No.
Yeah, they have blood. They have blood on occasion. WCW had blood on occasion, but every single goddamn match, ECW had blood.
It's like it's each and every week's like, come on now.
Hell, we're already annoyed with John Moxley bleeding every week. Well, you just put up with that shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I bet you amount of money. The Warner Brothers Discovery is probably like, dude, why are you bleeding every week? You don't need to do that.
No, it really isn't. But
and that's the thing with ECW is the fact that yes, Paul Heyman pushed the narrative forward. Yes, that was a big company and made history. Yes, I get that. But to be honest, that didn't belong on TV. Plus, he didn't have to compete with WWE and WCW.
Yeah, and that was number
those were the big boys. You're a smaller promotion. You're not a big boy. And plus, what are you doing?
That was the point I was going to try to. I was going to make.
Dude, you're filling the 2,300 arena. That's an indie arena. That's not your Scotiabanks, your Wells Fargo's, at that time it was Wachovia. Around that time, around the 90s and the 2000s, that was the Wachovia. You weren't selling that place out. You weren't selling out the damn. You weren't going to Madison Square Gardens.
No, because only the biggest arena that the ECW has been in is the Hammerstein Ballroom. That's pretty much about it.
Again, the Hammerstein Ballroom, that's an indie arena. But that's a bigger indie arena. I mean, Hammerstein was not a big arena. And yes, I get it. I get that WWE did Raw there, but here's the thing. Raw was still trying to get bigger.
Yeah.
That was a new show. And it wasn't the biggest show out there. And plus, WWE wasn't as big then.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, boy, for those who remember the early days of Raw, good Lord. It's some of
you had a jobber match. Main event's good, though. Like, what?
Yeah, it's
I watched the first episode of Raw with Rob, and trust me, I lost brain cells.
Bro, we both lost brain cells. We thought Raw was bad.
We looked at each other and like, dude, we took Kurt Day Raw for granted. That's better than whatever this shit was.
Because originally, I'm thinking because me and Tom we're not existing in 1993.
No, dude, 93. My mom was in high school.
Shit. That's the crazy part too. Our parents were in high school at the time, but besides that,
they weren't even now. Like I wasn't around for another what?
5 years.
5 years. I'm doing freaking finger math. I suck at math. I'm doing finger math right now. So I wasn't around for another 5 years.
So it's hard to answer.
Yeah. I suck at math, Raph. I suck at math. I failed.
So this is the 2,300 arena. It seats 1,300 people. That's
all you get. That's indie numbers. 1,300 arena. 1,300 13 goddamn hundred. I don't even know why they call it the 2300. It should be called the 1300.
But
like they probably added more seats to make it 2300 though. That's the thing. They probably added more seats.
The Hammerstein Ballroom, that's 2200.
Again, that's indie level. That is indie level. So you're not filling out big arenas. And yes, luckily for but you didn't have. But here's the problem that you had. You didn't have time to get to these smaller arenas to promote yourself. All right, now let's go to 40,000. The 40,000 seater. Oh, let's go to the 60,000 seater, like AEW does today. They immediately went to like the smaller arenas. They didn't go to the indie level and then go all the way up.
But they went to some decent sized arenas that
they went to the whatever the fuck the name of the center for Temple. I don't even know the name of that shit.
The Leah Chorus Center.
Leah Chorus. I'm like Leah. How do you say that shit? But yeah. The Leah Chorus Center. That's a small college center.
But that holds 10,200 people.
You have 10,000 seaters. They started selling up 10,000 seaters. Yes, you did the indie thing where you went to indie venues. Should have upgraded to 10,000 seaters. Didn't even mention WWE. You should have just kept to yourself, kept in your lane, went there. Garnered more money. Go to 40,000. Garnered more money. And then you can start competing.
Yeah, and have pay-per-views. Look at AEW now. We saw the record number. They just finally smashed the 1992 SummerSlam attendance record.
Wait, today they did it?
They smashed it.
Let's go!
Wow.
They sold out. Well, they didn't sell out. They sold as many tickets as Wembley did in 1992.
That was in SummerSlam 1992.
That was a card that had freaking British Bulldog versus what? Bret Hart?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Dude, that is sick. That is sick. And I looked at that pay-per-view too. That place was packed.
This is how. So SummerSlam in '92 had 79,127 all in, 79,346.
Bro, wait, what was the W number again?
79,127. So
they edged them. They edged them by a little bit though.
Yep, but it's still the official.
It's still a win. A dub's a dub, bro. A dub's a dub.
And that's the thing too, where going back to your point, the point I was going to touch you about that, because if you looked at some of the episodes of the original ECW, which I have done, they took tremendous amount of shots towards WWF. Yes, that's what they were known as back then, and same with WCW.
And there was one instance where Paul Heyman started the show with a rant saying, "Oh, the TNN wouldn't promote us, but they would promote WWF Raw," and he said it like he was like he was disgusted by it. They would promote WWF Raw. I'm like, dude, that is your fucking fault because you have too much edgy shit going on. WWE, yeah, they're edgy, but they don't push the goddamn envelope every freaking segment. Yeah, did they push the envelope a lot? Yeah, I've watched. Remember the last episode of SmackDown we just freaking or Raw, whatever the hell we just watched? Huh? Yeah, they pushed the envelope. They did get like a bit like way edgy at times, but they weren't doing it every damn segment.
They knew how to balance it out, and I hate too much to say it.
They balanced it so that you can make the TV networks happy. Paul Heyman did not bother to make the TV networks happy to keep that promotion on its networks.
Because look, the roster itself, yeah, you had some good talent on that roster.
Oh, you have legends. You have legends in the game. You had Tommy Dreamer. You had RVD. You had Sabu. You had Sandman. You had
lost himself up with a beer can for whatever goddamn reason.
Because this man goes ape shit doing this shit.
And you got the Dudley Boys. Spike. God bless him all the bumps he fucking takes. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Dude, I like that one thing where I think it was when Devon takes a bump and he looks like he's having a fucking seizure.
Yeah,
Flopping like a fish, like he was flopping like a fish, like.
Yeah, he was just
convulsing. That one he was like, and then he just falls.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. And yes, hell, and I really hate to say this, even though I've noticed the 2000s WCW. At least there were. Good lord, I know.
WCW back in like 2000, 2001 was trash.
The only good match they had going for them back then was Sting in his prime and same with Ric Flair in his prime.
Dude, back in that era, you know what you had? You know what type of match you had? Buff Bagwell's mom on a pole match.
Yeah, can we not forget about or that was on a fork? No, that's right. It was Buff Bagwell's mom on a forklift. I remember. But
it was like a pole attached to it. It was a pole attached to it. So it was really his mom on a pole match.
I forgot about that. See, that's the one match I want to forget because
it's burnt. It's burned.
I would say from 95, I'll say up to 99. You had a really good period.
That was your prime. That was your prime right there. Yeah, 95. You had hokey, cartoony shit. Like, but that was like that's how the 90s were. The mid 90s, mind you.
Yeah.
When you get to like 96, 97, 98, they really ramped up the edge.
And you see some character, not just from WCW standpoint, but you see a lot of character changes throughout, obviously between 96 to 99. You know, like in WCW, you had Sting, you know, when he first broke in, he was the flat top, soft, you know.
He was that surfer dude from like California. Then he turns into this like ominous horror themed character that he still does today.
And funny enough, like Tyler, I brought this up. The one it was Scott Hall's idea for him to actually in 96 or 97, I think, and he said in the interview, you know, Sting credited Scott, the late Scott Hall, with that character change. And boy,
here's the thing with Scott Hall. He was a drunk, but he wasn't dumb.
Like sometimes he's too smart for his own good sometimes, but makes dumb decisions.
But here's the thing. It was a dumb decision, but he also had his demons, bro.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
He had that gun thing where he shot somebody on accident, killed them.
Boy, he went through so much crap.
At that point, he was like, dude, I was in a dark place after that happened.
Dude,
dark place.
And that's the thing too. That's where you have a guy like DDP who, like I said, I cannot.
DDP helped him out, and then after that, he was really good up until he died. He was
unfortunately, it was the complication from his hip surgery, which pretty much.
Yeah, it was a hip surgery thing. Sometimes surgeries do that.
Get me started a 1999 Bass at the Beach.
No. Oh, no. Damien, why the hell did you bring that up? Why, bro?
Damien, why'd you have to brand about it? Because
why, bro?
I tried to watch that pay-per-view.
No one likes Bash. No one in existence who was a wrestling fan who was alive then who watched it.
That one, it should have been sis. I mean, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, it should have been axed completely.
Should have been
deleted for all the history.
I don't even know why Peacock even has that. I would think WWE was embarrassed enough to just take that shit out. Oh my god!
I mean, and that's the thing
too. Is that the one where freaking Jeff Jarrett laid down for Hulk?
I think that might have been the one.
Exactly. Exactly.
If I remember correctly, that's before. I think this was the following Nitro. Boy, Vince Russo went on a freaking tirade.
Guys, my light just flickered.
But
don't mess with me, Bray Wyatt. I'm sorry.
I think if I remember correctly, I think that might have been the same. I think the Nitro following Bass at the Beach. Yeah, that's right. Vince Russo went on a. Boy, if you're talking about a dude who was going on a tirade, Vince, look, as much as we hate all Vince
that was real life though. Like, dude, you already said, you were going to drop the belt to Jeff Jarrett, and now you want to change your mind the day of the show. That was more so, but he did that to punish Hulk, in a sense.
Even though
or actually wasn't the puncher's Hulk. He just threw his hands up like, all right, do whatever the hell you want to do. Lay down for him. Like he was pissed.
No, I'm sorry. That's not Bash. No, Bash of the Beach, 1999. So this is basically what the card was looking like. He had CJ AFI and Jeremy Lopez taking on Jamie Howard and Jet Jaguar. Who?
Jobbers versus jobbers versus jobbers.
Ooh.
Yeah, there was a lot of
jobbers. A jobber match started the show.
And Ernest Miller with Sonya Uno by his side taking on Disco Inferno. God, I wish that that character was so stupid back.
Two fucking party gimmicks in one match.
I know. We had Rick Steiner, who was at the time was the WCW World Television Champion, taking on Van Hammer. I mean, that sounds like an awesome wrestling name.
That sounds like a goddamn 80s hairband name. What the hell?
Shit can be worse when you. But and obviously, match number 4, you had the late David Flair with Ric Flair.
I'm sorry, David. Rest in peace. But your ass couldn't wrestle for shit.
Well, trust me, it gets crazy too. You had Ric with his dad, Ric Flair, Samantha. For those who don't know, that was Tori Wilson in WCW. For a lot of people, don't remember Tori Wilson was in WCW as Samantha.
Yeah, she was in WCW alone.
Yeah,
she was more so like a valet though there.
She's Asa with Arn Anderson, obviously with Dean Malenko was there as well. You had the
old dude versus a younger talent. That's a recipe for disaster.
But obviously, David Flair did retain his WCW United States Championship against Malenko.
Yeah, I bet you nobody was freaking happy about it either. Nobody.
Match number 5 on that card, you had the No Limit Soldiers, that Conan, Rey Mysterio Jr., Swole, and B.A.
See, that would have been
strong. That's who it was.
See, that would have been. I feel like that was a fine one.
And their opponents were the West Texas Rednecks, which made up Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect, Bobby Duncombe Jr., Barry. And Barry
when you made a country song dissing rap music.
Yeah,
that was around that time.
You also have Finley, who actually had a bit of a stint in WCW in the Junkyard Invitational. What are your ass?
He would probably hit a lot of fucking people with shillelaghs.
So you had
that sounds like a goddamn hardcore match.
What's going on, Holly? Shout out you coming.
Oh, hello, Holly.
What's up? How you guys doing tonight? What's up, Holly? How you doing?
Match number 7 on this card. It was for it's a handicap match for the WCW World Tag Team Championship with the Jersey tryout, which consists of DDP, the late Chris Kanyon, and the Beast from the East, Bam Bam Bigelow, taking on Perry Saturn. And boy, talk about
this man was still wrestling in '99. Holy shit!
And unfortunately, Chris Benoit, which that's. I'm kind of.
Let's not talk about that ever again. Don't talk.
Number 8. Oh my god!
Wait, who?
Match number 8: Buff Bagwell and Roddy Piper. It was a boxing? Oh, really? A boxing match?
God!
I forgot. I forgot.
Like, oh my goodness!
I bet you the punchers are so freaking slow as molasses.
Trust me. You had boxing referee Mills Lane as a special guest referee for that match.
Did that have to happen?
Oh no!
Honestly, Damien, I can see why Bash at the Beach '99 sucked. Holy shit!
And match number 9. This is for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. Randy Savage and Sid Vicious at the time was with Team Madness at the time, defeating Kevin Nash and Sting in 1999. I think it was in 90. Bash of the Beach 98. Let's take a look at match card.
All right, I don't want to go through every match card, bro.
No. I think might have was it. No, I remember. Was it? I think it might have been Bash of the Beach. Might have been Julio.
I'm good, Holly.
Fantastic.
Holly, that's how you guys are.
We're doing good, Holly. We're doing good.
No, wait a minute. If I remember correctly, no.
No, that was Bash of the Beach.
That was Randy Savage and Sid.
That was 2000. I'm thinking of.
Wait a minute.
2000.
No, that's right. Judy on the forklift. I think that might have been a WWE. That was at a WWE pay per view. If I remember, WWF.
No, it wasn't. It was WCW. It was WCW. Bro. But it was not WWE.
4th of July.
Because remember, this the same guy that we're talking about, Rob. He got fired the same day he even debuted.
Yeah, which
he didn't
is
get him time to friggin'.
Oh,
He didn't get him time to do a damn match like that.
yeah.
But speaking with AEW and going to AEW, which we did talk about, it is and Damien, to answer your question, Bash at the Beach is pretty much WCW's version of SummerSlam. Now that I think about it, that is actually interesting.
Honestly,
think about it.
You kind of have a point.
That is an interesting thought.
Dude, but what if it is like what if it is like shitty like here's the thing though. I don't think SummerSlam issue was that shitty. I don't think it was that shitty. It wasn't great. But it wasn't really that shitty.
Boy,
Bash of the Beach '99 was way worse than SummerSlam this year.
Yes.
Way worse.
I mean, yeah. Let's gonna move. But with Dynamite, with AEW though, like the fact,
but I will give you this, Damien. It was their SummerSlam. That was what it was.
We'll give you that. We'll give you some points for that.
We'll give you some points for that, bro. Yeah, let's go to AEW.
But with AEW though, going back to what we talked about with them barely edging out SummerSlam '92, but that's the thing. You have 4 solid matches already so far announced for All In. Now, like we said, with Dynamite going next week to Missouri, which is going to be interesting to see, because it's going to be interesting of like who else are we going to see on that match card? And Damien actually brought up an interesting thought. Oh god, my nose itches. Hang on, let me, because Damien did bring up an interesting
point. One of these, bro. Why do it all the time? You don't have to hide that you're doing that.
But this is
AEW better not screw up in the UK like they did Double or Nothing. They hyped that show up and got a full house just to shit the show. I agree with that, Damien, wholeheartedly. They built that pay-per-view up beautifully, and then the show was just absolute shit.
Yes. Like I'm thinking myself, how bad do you have?
That's what I said last night, Damien. I was like, they better not screw this up like they screwed up Double or Nothing.
Because
that's what I said last night. For sure, dude.
This is
I agree.
Big show of the year. That is all.
Yeah, this is supposed to be. You sold out. You're basically almost selling out a stadium. This is supposed to be your version of WrestleMania. This is supposed to be your version of it. So that card better not be shit by the end of the night. That product that you're giving out better not be shit, because Double or Nothing. Holy shit!
Boy. And look, I can admit this too. I didn't even last I stood for like 3 or 4 matches. Like it's like, yeah, I can't do this.
Bro, there was a few times, dude. There's a few times you were like, oh, piss break.
Yeah, most of the matches on that Double or Nothing card was a bathroom break. It's like, what the hell happened? Like, look, you had some solid pay-per-views prior to Double or Nothing, but the fact you had a good build, a great go-home show, and then somehow
shit the bed. You shit the bed, bro.
Like, why? Like, how? Like that's something. Like that shit seems so impossible. Let's say you have a good go-home show, a great build to it, and then somehow you just automatically hit the red button. Basically, it's like.
But then again, I'm starting to think they're kind of dragging their feet with the MJF and Adam Cole thing a little bit. If I'm starting to think that. Because people were expecting a turn at Collision, you still didn't do it.
We all did.
We expected to turn this week, you still didn't do it.
I bet you,
if you want to do a turn, you better do it at All In. You better do it. You're not going to do it. And I know for a fact you're probably not going to do it next week. I know for a fact it's probably not going to happen next week either. So you better do it All In. You better do it.
Because what it feels like, it's like a slow burner.
But there's a slow burner, and it's like, god damn, it's like you're cooking dinner, and it's a slow burning dinner, right? Eventually, you're gonna go, god damn, when is dinner done? Eventually, that's what's gonna happen. And right now, I'm thinking, god damn, when is the turn happening?
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. But in that event, which is All In on Wembley Stadium, I mean, AEW, you better not screw it up, because you got so many matches that is gonna be like at the bank. they got MGF versus Adam Cole for the title, and that process is gonna be like in a main event. I mean, if you got so many fans in London, they know about the energy and about those fans because they love wrestling.
I mean, shit. Look at Clash of the going.
Yeah, look at Clash. Look at
Money in the
other
Bank.
events they've had. Money in the Bank, yeah, at the O2.
Money in the Bank wasn't the sharpest, but it was actually still a good show nonetheless. Even though
here's the thing, even though it wasn't a good show, the crowd compensated for it with the rowdiness. We were still entertained because we felt like they were entertained because of how they were acting.
Yeah.
So that's why we thought Money in the Bank was still good, despite the few duds here and there. But again, with Clash of the Castle, they were going nuts too.
When you think about it, when you have people that are from that area, look at Drew McIntyre. Boy, did he get a nice round of nice ovation coming home. Let's be real, it feels like a very long time he hasn't really been back there. And let's be real, come on, busted out the broken G's for one last time.
Bro, me and you got freaking hyped as hell on that.
Look,
but here's the thing with that. Do you know what WWE did?
Oh boy.
With that theme? They fucking blue balled us. With that theme.
Yep.
They played it in the beginning and then he went to the new theme. Like, God damn it.
See, if I'm Drew, I would say, I would definitely demand you bring the broken, because let's be real, the broken dream.
Bring that. But here's the thing, though. Wouldn't he have to be a heel?
If he wanted to do it that way, sure. I have no issues. That would actually be interesting to see.
Because you got to think about the lyrics. The lyrics are like heelish lyrics.
I mean, he has done some good work as a heel. I mean, you got it, which I do think
the lyrics are basically, you're out of time, you're going to die now. That's basically lyrics, kind of.
Yeah.
In how I look at it.
Yeah, that's good point. But Holly,
so that's basically a heel thing. You gotta, if he turns heel, I hope he brings it back.
Because I mean, shit, for a guy that was labeled as the quote unquote chosen one back in 2009, boy, had we shown flashes of what he can be, but
we explained that earlier. Holly, hopefully he's back. They're saying September, but they're also saying that the illness that he has may be life-threatening. They're going to run some more tests. Hopefully it's not life-threatening. But right now, all signs are pointing that it's probably not looking good, but it probably will be fine. He'll probably be fine. He'll probably be back by September. That's the timetable. That's the timetable. They're shooting for September. They're shooting for September.
But it's not officially confirmed. They're still taking precautions of.
Yeah, they're still taking precautions because they got to run some more tests to see if this disease that he has is life-threatening, because they fear that it is.
Yeah, it is.
So don't be panicked, because they're just fearing that it is. It may not be. They're running more tests, so hope that it's not. But yeah, that's the update on Bray Wyatt.
And it's, it's, boy, like we said, it is very concerning for a guy like Bray Wyatt.
It is concerning. And we've seen it before with another dude, Bray Wyatt. We saw it with him. What happened to him, and we don't want that to happen to Bray. And that's what scares us.
Yeah, but moving forward, though, it's been interesting to see, like I said, SmackDown, what the fuck, but with all the Smash barely edging out, but which still is a win nonetheless. You beat
WWE at something, and that is the ticket sales for Wembley. Something that they have not done, because they haven't really been back to Wembley. They only went 92, and ever since they haven't been back. They went to the O2.
And then
the O2 arena, because they don't have any incentive to go to Wembley, because they have the O2 arena.
It's not just that. If you looked at it after SummerSlam 92, the UK has not had a pay-per-view in well over 3 decades until Clash of the Castle last year. give or take.
Yeah, and then they went back again, but they didn't have a London pay-per-view until this year.
Yeah, that is absolutely true.
Until Money in the Bank this year at the O2 Arena in London. So, yeah, they haven't been back to London in that in quite some time, and they didn't go to Wembley. They went to a different arena, a newer arena.
Because Wembley's been around since the early 90s. Yes, it took a lot of renovations to get to where it is now.
Yeah,
but it's like that's like, and that is for like, it's very impressive to, like we said, yes, AEW, yes, they do have their flaws here and there, but like we said, and Damien said it best.
Holly, this whole Holly, but the thing is though, Vince, with the arena placement, I don't think that is true, because the O2 Arena, it's a new arena. The Wembley Stadium, they had to have countless renovations done, and I guess they feel it's not safe for their fans.
And speaking of Saraya, she did wrestle this on Rampage, because they did find out that she.
Yeah, AEW has Saraya, and that's also a huge deal for Wembley in that place too.
I mean, you got. I'm trying to think who else you got. That's from the
UK. Storm. Well, Toni Storm's Australian.
Yeah, Australian.
Yeah, she's Australian.
Jamie Hayter.
She's from the UK.
If she that's what to say.
Dude, that was the worst freaking time to get hurt.
Worst time to get fucking
worst
hurt.
Damn time, dude. And she had the title, the main freaking belt too.
Oh,
shit, bro!
Son of a gun!
Oh my god!
Trust me. We're all three of us here at the It's Really Podcast. We are. Ugh.
Oh! Wait, what are you saying?
Yeah, like clarify that, but
because I thought you were talking about the. Oh wait, they did go back to Wembley. Oh yeah, WWE isn't it anymore. Yeah, we've been saying that. Yeah, we've been saying that for a little bit. But I'm not going to do the whole camp thing where it's like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But yeah, WWE. If that's your opinion, that's your opinion. If you think WWE isn't for you and you want that alternative, AEW is the way to go, or Impact, or anyone else. So I understand. I just didn't understand what you're saying. I thought you were talking about the arena stuff.
So with Rampage, that because AEW did tape this Friday's. This was actually coming from 12 hours ago. So basically, yesterday, they did tape Rampage. Madison Rayne actually made her return to AEW coming off injury, and obviously, we see now I've seen the results. Unfortunately, Tyler, our fan favorite Sky Boo,
again with a third straight loss. Again with a loss. And I don't know why you spoiled it though. I don't know why you spoiled it. Because again, Rampage, that's tape.
And it's
people here probably watched this, so I don't know why you spoiled it.
But
But yeah, Sky Blue has been.
It's concerning.
Sky Blue's been taking losses. I don't know what's up with that. They were booking her as the next rising star. They were doing very well, giving her wins, making her this top babyface and going up against Toni Storm in a championship match. And
it just
after she lost to Ruby in that tournament,
even though. And
they just killed her. They just killed her momentum because after that, they just kept giving her losses.
And it just.
And yes, yes. And if you want to say, if you guys are in the comments out there, any person that comes in and comments, I thought you thought AEW has no flaws. No.
I even put.
They have flaws.
I actually admitted. For those who don't follow me on Twitter, please, because I actually put out a tweet pretty much saying both companies. I even mentioned WWE has their flaws too. Like I'm not gonna.
Every company has their flaws. Like look at look at AEW with this treatment of Sky Blue. I hate it because I think Sky Blue is a top star.
It's not just Sky Blue; it's most of that women's division. It's been kind of
the whole women's division. Like they book like they're doing what WWE does with their women's division. Book the same few stars.
And into Ruby, look, I can really like so even though with Ruby, you know, and that's the thing too. With in terms of like someone like Ruby, yes, I know there are times like she, like look, that's not her fault. For me, it's more of how the direction they're putting her. And it's the same thing with Sky Blue. You're talking because like, and that's where the problem lies for a lot of these companies. When you have homegrown talent and don't capitalize on them.
Yep.
Holly, look, I can agree with that. I mean, look, yes, I know her booking was kind of piss poor, but she's been very entertaining to watch, despite the fact that her booking is not the greatest. Like that's. I think Ruby. Look.
Yeah. That's the thing. I like Ruby, and I do think she did deserve tournament win. I do agree with that, and her booking has gotten a bit better.
I mean, you also had another, and you also had Willow too. So you're pretty much they put themselves in a corner. It's like, God damn it, you put us in a corner.
Wait. Willow won the tournament. That's right.
Yeah, Willow won the tournament.
But the thing is, Ruby made it all the way to the finals, and also she's in a very good faction right now. Honest, but now it's getting.
I would say this too. I think for me, I'm one of those feels like, is this really going to work? It's.
You had them like spray painting L on people's shirts.
This is basically like the NWO, almost like 2.0, basically with the damn
spray paint. This is like high school Mean Girl shit. Oh. Like I can't get behind it, but I'm starting to get behind it. I'm starting to get it. But their booking. The booking has gotten way better. Ruby's getting wins. Tony got a win. Tony got a win. She got a title. Until she lost it 2 weeks ago.
We just. So. But yeah, I mean, look, I was like Willow in one way is lucky, but Mercedes Moné wasn't going to look. Mercedes was not going to come to AEW anyways. I think.
Yeah, Mercedes wasn't going to come to AEW.
No, I mean, it would have been. It would.
And I don't get the Willow hate though. I don't get the Willow hate. I mean.
Like, how do you hate someone like Willow?
How do you hate Willow?
Like even like all three of us, like how like you not hate a happy-go-lucky type of, and let's be real, and
No, I do think you have a valid reasoning if you said she's too cheery. I would think you have valid reasoning.
You know what? I mean.
But I think it works for her. I think it works for her.
It definitely works.
Until the fans decide and AEW decides it's getting too annoying.
It really is.
That's the only way that I would think people would hate Willow is that if they find the cheeriness to be too annoying after a while.
Oh no, we're not really saying it, but we're just kind of pointing the fact.
We're just ribbing you. Don't take us serious.
But speaking with AEW,
it's just a rib. Don't worry.
This is interesting that we saw. I think a handful of weeks ago that we could potentially see AEW moving to Max, HBO Max. That is.
Willow is more so like a stripper name.
Pretty much.
If you ask me, but Soraya not really. That's
or as Key would say,
that's her name. That's her first name. That's literally her first name.
Her government name.
Yeah, her government name.
Sorry, Keith, for that. We had to take a bit of shot jab at you, but
nah, that's not a jab. It's more so love. We love that tagline. It's a funny thing to say.
That would actually be nice to see.
That should be very interesting, Holly. That would should be.
I don't know. That's actually an interesting thought. Like, have they ever? Because look, I don't.
They did in a house show, and you know how that ended.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know how wrestling fans are. They're really, really fickle. They're really, really hateful sometimes.
Well, as Daniel Bryan put it, they are fickle bunch.
they're fickle, but they also can get hateful because I remember Sasha getting a lot of hate after that injury.
Yeah, I mean, it's like first of all,
so I don't know if that would bode well to fans.
Yeah, that is a very good point.
They would boo. They'd probably boo the shit out of Mercedes.
Even
if she didn't deserve it.
Yeah, and that's but going back to what we with what.
Yeah, honestly, I do agree with that. She needs redemption. Say, look,
I think both women do.
What happened in the past? I didn't mean that. I didn't mean for that to happen. No, it was a freak accident. Hell, when I looked at the clip of that match where Saraya got hurt and she was out of commission for like 5 years, I thought, all right, that looked like an accident. That did not look like it was on purpose. That looked like an accident. Because, yeah, did she kick her a bit hard? But it was a fast spot in the match.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go a little bit too hard on accident. And yeah, it did jolt her neck forward so much where it, broke it. But
yeah,
it's not anybody's fault still.
I mean, as our former friend would say, wrestling is not ballet. Injuries are gonna happen.
It's not that he said it. It's not that only that he said it. It's everybody says it. Even wrestlers say it. Wrestling is not ballet. No, when look at you guys had so many freak accidents happen in wrestling. You had Rich Holland powerbomb
Big E.
Big E. He can't even wrestle anymore.
Yeah. I mean, shit. I mean, or like Night of Champions 2015. I would say a little bit of a botched buckle bomb. Screwed up Sting a little bit.
Yeah, he was out of commission until what, 2020?
So yeah, about 5 years.
Yeah, that was
for a good 5 years. From 2015 to about 2020. Yeah. I would say actually 6. It was early 2021 when he debuted.
Yeah, even though it's kind of crazy, it brings up.
So he was out for 6 years. He was out for around the same amount of time as Saraya. And
I think Sean also said this too when we had him on. It's like, this is kind of what you're going to sign up for.
Exactly how even she said it. It's not her fault.
Correct me if I'm wrong. She said on like a Twitch stream or something like that, like to someone. I think she did.
Yeah, because fans were like, "Why did Sasha hurt you? Why?" And she said, "Let me just clear the air for a minute. It wasn't Sasha's fault."
Botches are going to happen. Because
botches are going to happen. Wrestling is not a ballet, so quit with the hate. That's what she said on that Twitch stream. Quit with the hate. It wasn't her fault. It wasn't anybody's fault. It was a freak accident that happened.
Yeah, I mean, but moving on. But going back to what about AEW moving to Max though, because boy, for those because when the last AEW pay-per-view that me and Tara have been on. Boy, we've been fucking clamoring for some point.
Bro, I've been clamoring since I got locked out of watching goddamn Forbidden Door.
Yeah, it is.
Even the illegal streams weren't even working. And yes, I tried to illegally stream because I am not paying $50 fucking bucks for shit.
And with HBO Max, with the moves that they made to stream it like live sports, I'm thinking, and knowing that's potentially that. Tony Khan does want to have their own library on Max. I mean, you already have.
And here's the thing: Max isn't necessarily worldwide, so you can still have AEW Plus over in the UK and the Eastern market.
Yeah, absolutely. Like there's
with the US, you can have it on Max. You can centralize it to Max. Look what they did with Peacock with WWE. They centralized it to the US, being on Peacock. The rest of the world still had the network.
Yeah,
but it's centralized here in the US with Peacock.
Oh, speaking of which, actually, I wish you did want to touch more on this if we did saw that last night.
Yeah,
so,
that was I want to give my input in that too,
because it's very interesting for a lot of that. Especially in one individual in particular, Sammy Guevara, it's very symbolic of what's to come with him and how the crowd is reacting with him and Ty.
Now with everybody else, here's what I picked up on, Rob. Everybody else was like, we're done with you, fuck you, we're out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sammy goes, I'm still your friend, so get your shit together, and I may come back.
Yeah.
We're still friends, but get your shit together. That's what he told Jericho.
Yeah, that's like
Everybody else is like, screw you, I'm out.
Dude, Anna Jay went, boy, she tore it.
Yeah.
And Jay was like, dude, freaking Ty Conti's like, I'm having this damn baby. I'm coming back. I'm winning a title. And I'm not doing it because of you. And she walks out. I'm like, oh, shit.
It really is, because you could, because if you look at the last prior up to that meeting, you could see there's some when Don Callis got close to Chris Jericho. It really did, or you could start feeling the tension within the JAS. Like it's like Jake Hager no longer with the purple bucket hat, which.
And also, Holly, to answer your previous question, no, it's not on Max yet. Hold on. Max just said, Warner Brothers said Max will have live events in sports. We're just speculating that they're going to go there. That's just all it is right now, just speculation. But they could go there. They could move it to Max. Yeah, it's a possibility now. That's what we're saying. It's just a possibility.
Like, because like if you can't really get your own streaming service up and going, or if we do, like I said, I mean, Max is it's.
But here's the thing: there's no incentive now to have your own streaming service here in the States.
Yeah, exactly.
And the
because look at Peacock. Look at Peacock. WB saw, hey, we have a working agreement with NBC. Let's move our stuff to Peacock because we don't have an incentive to stay here.
And
because look how much they're paying and how much we have our fans pay. It's the same price point. So let's just move over.
You still get the same content regardless.
Yeah.
And the thing is too with Peacock too, which is good about Peacock too. They also stream. What do they do? Stream live sports and events.
Yep.
But
they stream Saturday Night Football. They stream the Premier League.
I mean, but here's the record now, because what I just read about the notice about on Yahoo Sports, because right now Warner Brothers Discovery, they want to compete with Peacock at about live sports, because remember, Peacock, they just transmitted about the NFL, the baseball with the Sunday laid off, also with the Premier League, like at the soccer, and also not only Peacock, they just provide all the content for WWE, but also he provide contents for WCW and ECW for the earliest years. So back into the question about it of Holly, because I think that when it comes for the interview with Tony Khan, because Tony Khan, he just said he wants to see all the ANEW library on Mets, because like when did they say they have a good like that, they had a really strong streaming platform. I think they have a little very strong addition to any stream for, because that'll be like 1,000 hours to put us on great list, and the catalog has been grown so much. I have to build all this stuff all these 4 years ago. And he believed that the streaming will happen. I mean, it's going to be like the platform, it will be influenced by Warner Brothers. I mean, it could happen like between September or October. It doesn't define for any kind of parts. But I think that Warner Brothers Discovery, he going to make it a competition on Peacock to provide live sports. Not only for wrestling, but also live sports. Because remember, Warner Brothers is just transmitted with the NBA on TNT and the Major League Baseball on TBS. And Peacock, when it comes to NBC, they provide the Olympics, the soccer, the NFL, and of course, for the MLB, which is the Sunday leadoff, which is tremendously incredible. It's about the competition, about the live streaming sports. It all depends, because we're now entering for the digital era, all about the sports to compete, all the kinds of stream.
Yeah, and I have to piggyback off of what you said. Look how successful Peacock has been with the WWE. Without that, I don't think without WWE. I don't really think that their library, Peacock's library, is that expensive. They have some good shows on there, like The Office. Their Peacock originals are actually pretty good. Other than that, they got the reality shows that doesn't really scratch my fancy. It doesn't really appeal to me. A lot of the stuff that they have on Peacock, other than the movies they put on there, some of the TV shows they put on there, their originals, doesn't really appeal to me. I try to find a show on Peacock to watch, change it up because I'm only like watching shows on Netflix and Hulu and whatever. Change it up. At the end of that time, I'm like, I'm getting bored just for looking at the show. Let me just go to WWE and just watch random show there.
Exactly. That's
Like,
and that's.
But that's the thing though. It would be a great business model. I do agree with that, Holly. It would be a great business model for them, for Warner Brothers. But here, let me finish, bro. But that's the point. That's the point I'm like trying to make, is the fact that no one, and you said it best too, Holly. No one wants to pay $50-$60 for. I don't even know why BR wants to have people fork over $50 for pay-per-views. I don't know why they do that. They could have done $10 and I'd have been okay with that. But that's the thing. They gotta compete with Peacock. They gotta compete with, the Peacocks of the world, the Paramounts of the world. They gotta do it. Because multiple apps like Paramount, Peacock, I don't even know why Netflix isn't doing live shit.
It's not doing the sports event. I think it's ESPN Plus.
ESPN Plus.
Yeah, Paramount does do sporting events. They do the NFL on CBS,
and also on CBS as well.
And of course they have a soccer,
and they do soccer as
well. Not only do you have Peacock and Paramount, you have here's the apps that do live sport. You have Peacock, Paramount, Hulu is doing live sports with their live TV thing. You have Apple TV Plus doing baseball. You have who else?
Yeah, that's
ESPN Plus.
I think they had DAZN because DAZN is a streaming sports.
For all that's more like for the combat sports.
That's more like it's more but combat sports you basically just have ESPN Plus for that. So you have ESPN Plus. Exactly. So a whopping 5 apps do live sports.
And that is true too. And that's
if you don't have ESPN Plus, you're not able to watch much. Yeah, you can watch the ESPN, like the base ESPN, if you have cable. That's about it.
Like a basic cable and channel, yes.
You can watch the basic cable channel, but that no one watches the basic cable channel because the basic cable channel sucks nowadays. But hold on, let me get to my point though. You have a whopping 5 apps that have live sports. 5 apps. HBO Max would benefit exponentially by doing that.
Oh,
now does Netflix have an incentive to do it? No, they don't have to. Netflix doesn't have an incentive to do it because their basis is just doing TV shows.
Yeah,
and I know 9 times out of 10 are TV shows that are meh. Like 1 or 2 TV shows that I watched are good. That's it. 2.
And that's not saying
one of them's freaking ending, which sucks. But
to piggyback off of Tyler too, and I think that's why the WWE realization. And you know what? Let's do because now we're in the big age of streaming. So you know what? Let's move all of our library and content to streaming, and same with our pay-per-views. Like you're paying $10.
But that's just a camera, Holly. That's just a camera. That's not really like a live sports stream. We're talking about like the standard stream.
You could probably
I feel like NASCAR would be a Peacock property because they do races on NBC.
Yeah,
that's a Peacock property.
I mean, the zone will be. I mean, you could probably consider for those who are tickle their fancy in combat sports.
But that's more of like. But that's more. Oh, the zone. That doesn't. Yeah, that's a bigger thing. But I don't think that's ever. I don't think that's hitting though because. That's the same app that does the Jake Paul fights and shit.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm pretty sure that app itself lacks in quality because they specialize in celebrity boxing. Pretty much.
Yeah, the only thing is just the broadcasting rights because it all depends for the broadcasting rights because this is the most important thing. I mean,
And I don't think no. But here's the thing. Holly. That doesn't count. That does not count at all, Holly. Because the car camera, cool. You have that feature on YouTube, but that's not the same as watching a live broadcast. The broadcasting rights is what we're talking about.
And
yeah, because NASCAR they have Fox right now, and also they got baseball.
NASCAR they got Fox and NBC.
Mm-hmm.
They snapped those two deals. With baseball, it's Fox and NBC and your regional affiliates. That's all you got there.
And occasional TBS on some nights.
And the occasional TBS.
But yeah, all we're saying is too like.
It's not Sundays. It's not Sundays, Rob. It's Tuesday nights.
Tuesday nights.
Yes.
But yeah, she was agreeing.
Okay, that makes sense. You got to specify more, Ollie. Damn.
My god.
But yeah, they got the broadcasting rights to NASCAR for Peacock and Fox. But yeah, WWE broadcasting rights for Peacock. AEW needs to have the broadcasting rights for Max to compete with Peacock. That's their sole purpose with AEW is to compete with Peacock. Because right now, AEW is getting killed in pay-per-view sales by WWE because guess what? WWE is cheaper.
Yeah,
it's readily available on an app that people already have.
$10 a month. It's $9.99 a
month. $10 a month. It's like paying for Netflix. Then again, not really because they keep hiking their damn prices.
Yes.
But you kind of you get the point basically.
You get the point. Yeah, you get the point.
And yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see because I think, like I said, with HBO Max and AEW, I think they're gonna really be beneficial. They're gonna really.
I feel like they'll be on par. I feel like they will be on par with WWE and Peacock.
Because if you think about it, because when WWE went on to Peacock, and that's right. And I forget. Well, we'll get that'll be a different story. But when WWE went to Peacock, when they cut the WWE network here in the United States.
Yeah, I hate that, Steve. Every NHL game is going to be on ESPN Plus except for TNT on Wednesdays. So you can barely watch your team on national TV until Wednesdays. That's stupid. Stupid.
But going back to my point though, and that's the thing too. You could watch 5 WWE pay-per-views. Obviously, it's $10 a month.
Yeah, you can watch. You can watch 5. Yeah, 5. It's 5 pay-per-views a year for WWE.
Exactly. Like back then, you were paying $60, $50 or $60 a year.
Yeah, you're paying. Here's what the price point was when I was growing up. It was $59.99 on pay-per-view. Yes, AEW is cheaper, but what's $9 going to do? It's still expensive, but that's how the price point was back in the day before streaming services became a thing. When I was growing up, you had pay-per-views on cable, you had DirecTV, you had Dish Network, you had Comcast,
you got Spectrum,
you had Cox TV, you had Time Warner. Shut up! Don't you dare think dirty, Rob. You had Time Warner. You have Time Warner cable, which
that's.
But then again, I feel like if they did that, I feel like there'd be a complete monopoly there too. You can only watch AEW pay-per-views on Time Warner, nowhere else. But then again, not really because they still have Time Warner cable.
Here's my.
But you had your 5 cable companies, but they all were paying. They always wanted you to pay for these pay-per-views, $59 a month. Or
the only way to do that, you have to call to your cable company to do that.
And nowadays it's readily available because you just go on your phone, go dink, click a button, and you're paying $59 for a pay-per-view.
It really is.
Back in the day, you had to call the company, they'd put you on hold. I like to pay $59.
Yeah, so
they put you on hold again. You get the pay-per-view. But then again, yes, I get. And I also get it is more accessible on that front. I get that, but no one wants to pay $50 for a pay-per-view.
Yeah, $50 a year.
I don't care. I don't care how good it is. But it's not $50 a year. It's $50 per pay-per-view for BR. That's the problem that I have. Many AEW fans have that problem.
Yeah, and
they'd rather go to a. Here's the thing: going to an event is cheaper than paying it on BR. You're paying $25 for a good old pay-per-view. You'd rather take a damn road trip and go see it there. But that's how it was back in the day, and I feel like the old fashioned way of getting a pay-per-view that died. It's over.
It really is.
And AEW needs to get on the ball there.
But yeah, and last and final point before we move on is the fact that if AEW can benefit that, because look, you can bring in new subscribers to HBO Max or Max. It's the same when and think about it. Peacock, they had to jump in subscribers when the WWE brought it over to Peacock. Think about it.
They had to jump in subscribers. They had to jump in pay-per-view sales because of it.
And that's where I feel like AEW, like Tyler said, they have to get on the ball with that, because you're right now you're kind of pretty much playing catch up. Basically,
you're falling behind. They're not even catching up. They've just remained stagnant while WWE's miles ahead in that front. They have to catch up at this point. They're not playing catch up. They have to.
But moving on, Kairi Sane. For those who have not paid attention, Kairi Sane is making her way back to the company.
Yep.
But
now I want to address something, guys. Here's what I absolutely hate about people dissing the beat writers. Oh, I thought you said she signed. Why wasn't she at SummerSlam? Doofuses, she's in goddamn Japan. You think she's gonna make the damn trip that quick? And also, why the hell are they gonna make her go to? And why are you speculating that the damn beat writers know that? If they knew that she was going to be at SummerSlam, they would have said, "Oh, she's in Detroit." They would have said that.
No.
But no. Do you know what they said? All they said was she got signed. Your asses were speculating that she was in Detroit.
So Andrew Ravens actually, he did have a couple typos sometimes in his articles that we've read from him, but he did say that this is a headline today. There is more to Kairi Sane's WWE return that will.
And I get that, Steve. Steve, I get that it's a pay-per-view, it's a group event, and everybody forks over the money. But when you're a kid, when you're a kid though, and you want to watch a pay-per-view, it's harder because the group is your damn parents.
Yeah.
And your parents don't want to, spend their savings on a pay-per-view for you, or for me, or for Rob, or for Ref. Like I get the whole thing, get a job, and you don't have that. That's the thing. But a lot of the time, even if you have a job, you still don't have the money. And I'm not, and I feel like in this day and age, like a lot of that needs to go away. A lot of that old mentality of paying $59 for a pay-per-view, or paying $60 for a pay-per-view, that needs to go away. And a lot of these companies are realizing that. Like the UFC realized that, went to ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
Boxing realized that, went to DAZN, even though boxing's a joke now. WWE went to Peacock. AEW is possibly moving over to Max.
But speaking with Kairi, Kairi, formerly known as Kairi Sane, is making a return to the WWE. Kairi is suspected to return to WWE sometime in November. Actually, she finishes up her New Japan Pro Wrestling / Stardom shows. She was signed with the WWE back in 20.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing I was just talking about. Also, that's another point I want to make with this tape, right? It's the fact that these fans are bitching that she wasn't at SummerSlam. Don't you idiots think that she doesn't have dates to finish in Japan? Come on.
As much as we hate Dave Meltzer, but he did say there was more on him, on this for her coming back. But he says, "quote say yeah." So in her
man, here's the thing, Steve. I have to agree with that too because I remember watching a whopping 2 pay-per-views growing up. That was WrestleMania 20, which was taped for me, and yes, I had that shitty main event or the shitty Goldberg shit. I fell asleep watching that as a kid. I still fall asleep to that shit. And I also watched Unforgiven. I think 04 or 05.
I think it should have been 04. What's going on, Aussie Raider? But
wait. Did you just say that I watched 04?
I think when you told me that you taped it, I think it might have been 04. I think you said, but
I said 04 or 05 last time too. I still don't remember what one it was. Yeah, I know it was like 04 or 05 though, but it was like Unforgiven. I just forgot what it was, but I knew it was Unforgiven. It was WrestleMania 20 and Unforgiven. I don't know if it was the same year or if it was Unforgiven 05.
Well, yeah, but moving on. But Dave Meltzer, yes, I know most of us we hate this dude, but he does add some clarity to this her coming back. He says, quote, yeah, so in her situation, there is more to the story, but it probably won't come out until 2024. But there's more to the story. But the gist of everything is that there is a lot of different moving parts going on in Japan that probably helped make the decision. She said that she had multiple offers, which tells me AEW was in as they should have been. I think AEW would have probably allowed her to live in Japan or be at least in Japan and go back and forth. Whereas WWE, she was going to pretty much have to stay. But, she knows WWE. She's never been to AEW. WWE is the major league to people who never gotten, as a general rule.
Yeah, but here's the thing with that, too. She never really had bad blood with WWE. She never really had bad blood. There was no ill intent for her to leave. She was like, I'm just gonna go over to Japan. I want to go back home. And they said, okay, you're released from the contract. We'll give you an ambassador role over in Japan.
Yeah, I remember.
She was still technically signed, in a sense. Technically. Without being, she was technically still WWE, but not signed at the same time. She was like their ambassador over there, which is great.
I remember she went like a Stardom. And
she went to Stardom, but she was also WWE's ambassador at the same time. So there was no real intent, any ill intent with WWE. I always thought if she were to sign somewhere, she would go back to WWE. I didn't think
totally wrong. I mean, she had
and also too. Before she left, she was being booked pretty well. She was a tag champ.
Yeah, with the Kabuki Warriors, for anybody that remembers.
And that was a pretty good group, and they were booking them prominently. They were a really cool group. But yeah, they were in a good tag team. They won the tag titles, and then she left after that. Luckily, they're the only damn team that didn't get hurt winning the belt.
Yeah.
There were only one of two teams. There were only one of two teams that didn't get hurt. Was Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah, shocker.
And Sasha and Bayley. Shocker. There was two teams: Kabuki Warriors and Sasha and Bayley. But that's the thing. There was really never any bad booking with the WWE at all. So she just wanted to leave because she wanted to go back home. That was the only issue. But now she's like, all right, I'm done being homesick. I want to go back to WWE. And that's how I'm like, all right, that makes sense because, again, let me reiterate this. That's what I thought she was going to do. All right, she's going to do stuff in Japan and then she'll go back to WWE eventually. And that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I didn't think she would sign. I don't think she was going to jump ship to AEW, go anywhere else other than Japan and then back to WWE. That's what I thought.
And at times too, and the one thing I've always said too, if the offer is right, a lot of times with say one company offers a certain amount, another cover. Let's say, okay, let's just say.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Steve, boxing's become a joke because of Jake Paul. I hate it nowadays. That's not even a $10 pay-per-view. That's like a $5.
But to piggyback off of that, I know I'm going to put this as a hypothetical because let's just say the WWE gave her, let's say, I don't know how much they're paying their women nowadays, but let's just say they give her an offer that, it seems appealing, but let's just say a company like AEW or any other company that offers a much better offer that she can't refuse. A lot of times, like I've always said, money might persuade a lot of people, and yes, at times, not just money, but if you don't have ill will, that also plays, like Tyler said, it can play to a factor that she's an ambassador for the company. It's like I said, I'm not just saying, she's not going to go jump ship, but I'm just saying, if AEW, let's just say hypothetically, offered a great offer that she, and can help and be part of it, but then again, though, that kind of really does kind of throw a monkey wrench in that things, but I'm going to leave that. That's going to move on. But it's like, I think, it would be nice to see her back in the company because let's be real, I kind of do miss Kyrie Sane. She is so fucking entertaining as hell on television. I could
I miss her too, man. When I heard, dude, when I heard that she was coming back to WWE a few days ago, I was excited.
I'm kind of
I loved Kyrie. I loved her in NXT. I loved her with that partnership with Asuka, the Kabuki Warriors. I love that team. I love the way that she was being booked.
I mean, look,
so that way I thought
work too as a pirate.
The character work, the pirate princess, bro. Pirate princess.
That
was a great gimmick. That was a great gimmick.
Are they really going to pull off what they did in Dodgeball? It's like,
Wait, what?
The movie in the movie Dodgeball, when he had one dude playing a pirate, it's just like, oh boy. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that.
That's all I remember from that fucking movie.
But sticking with WWE,
he's like, dude, you're not a pirate. Stop. You're not a pirate.
But sticking with WWE, you have a tag team right now. Their contracts are going to expire, or it's expiring in a couple of months.
Yeah.
So the tag team in question is the Dyad is the team in question right now with the contract.
And right now they wanted to leave. They wanted to leave. What reason? I don't know. Because I thought their booking was pretty damn good in NXT. I thought they were pretty damn good. And that booking was fine. I didn't mind it. I don't know what went up. I think it was probably earlier this year or last year. You said in a report that they were granting their releases. They talked about asking for the releases, and WWE said no at the time. So I don't know if their minds have changed lately, but honestly, if they still want to walk, they're not resigning. The contractors are going to just go. They're going to leave. But the thing is, I'm not going to say, oh, great, they've been booked badly. They weren't booked badly.
They've actually been pretty solid on NXT. But then again, though, it's kind of hard to really kind of get into NXT, currently because, I mean,
But that's the thing, though, Rob. The Diet and that whole group has been one of the bright spots of that show.
But then again, we don't really know what's or what the frustrations are because, like I said, most of the stuff like this is behind closed doors most times, and I'll say, we just ask for a release. But the reason for that, we may never know.
Now, Holly, you bring up a great question. What is my favorite storyline going on right now in the company? I have to go with the Money in the Bank thing with Judgment Day.
Yeah,
because we're starting to slowly see that rift open up.
As Billy would say, it's option B.
Option B.
I'm so pissed.
Option B, and now you throw in JD to the mix. The rift is getting even wider and wider and wider.
And you could see how Finn was looking at Damian Priest after he correct me if I'm wrong, screwed him twice in anytime that Finn wrestles with that, because Finn's always constantly looking over his shoulder.
Now I will say this, and now I will say this. When I heard about Rhea Ripley getting engaged, you know what I said? I said, good, the Dom and Rhea shit's gonna end soon. Thank God. That's what I thought.
That's what I just thought about it because they're
gonna act it like they did. They're gonna act it like they did Lana and goddamn Dolph.
Oh yeah, can we move? Can we
my
forget about
goodness.
that for a moment? Jesus Christ!
But I had to make that parallel because guess what happened? They were in that storyline. Rusev and Lana got engaged. What happened? Oh yeah, that got axed.
But
Yeah, but probably
I hope it gets axed now, because that whole thing. Here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
Freaking Rhea looks way older than Dom. He looks like a kid.
yeah, you know what? You do have a point on that because
You have a great point.
yes, they're
because he
both in
looks
their
like a
mid
kid.
20s. See, that's the crazy part. That
At least when I look at freaking what's his face, Buddy and Rhea, I go, makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, who could it? Who like?
And then I'm looking at Rhea and Dom, I'm like,
This looks weird.
this looks fucking weird as hell.
Even though, yes, ironically, yes, they're both in their mid 20s. That's the crazy part, though. They are both super young, which is funny. But I was going to say this too, which Buddy Murphy said, "Man, I guess chicks do dig the beard, apparently."
Oh my god!
But here's another.
Let me tell you something, Rob. Guys like me are winning. I'm happy.
For me, I hate facial hair, so that's.
Yeah, that's your problem. You don't like facial hair. You gotta get with the program, bro.
No matter where Dom goes, if he goes to like a restaurant, he still gets booed.
You know what cracks me up is like every time he puts all he has to do is lift the mic up to his mouth. Boo! Boo! I'm like, damn.
I love the fact that because every time the Dominic Mysterio goes to the microphone, just like they say, hey, and the people that say crowd they say, boo, boo, this guy, kick him out. They're just like, oh,
literally, the
dude. If I hear one time in the middle of a sea of boos, I hear a guy go, kick his ass out. I'll start cracking up.
like people don't understand. Like compared to it's like he is just, and see, that's where I think where the look. Yes, he may be race on, but that's where all the heat generates from because they hate. You know, that's like he has to live up to his father's name. It's like, you know, he can't be his own man. I think what Dom.
Yeah, that's how the story started. He wanted to be his own man, but Ray kept putting him in the shadow. Kept putting him in the shadow. Like, you're my son. I'm the star. You're my son.
Even though in reality, you know, outside that storyline, you know, Ray is not that type of father to push it on his kid. That's the crazy part too.
Yeah, in reality, he's like, shoot for the stars, buddy. Shoot for the stars.
Now, the one thing with Dom I want to see him have his own moveset, because let's be real. Like, that's the one thing I will knock on Dom for.
He piggybacked off his uncle, which they're trying to do the uncle dad thing again.
Yeah.
He piggybacks off his dad with the 619.
You know, that's not the greatest.
The frog splashes Eddie again. Like, dude. Like, have your own moveset, bro.
Because like the dude can be so much more with his own moveset. That's all I'm saying. Look, I don't think Dom. Let's be real. This is the best work we have seen him. And how long's been with the company now? It's been
he's been with the company since 2018.
Yeah, he's been there for 5 years, and this is the best work we've seen to date. People fucking hate his ass.
Well, fucking you got Michael Cole. No, the guy. All he has to do is lift the mic up to his mouth. Doesn't have to say a word, and he gets booed.
And Michael Cole hates his guts, apparently, which is funny.
Freaking Michael Cole. You know what level of heat that he gets from Michael Cole?
Very, very like nuclear.
2003 JR level heat.
Yeah.
From Michael Cole.
Oh, I remember this.
That kid's a brat. He needs to get out of the ring. He needs to respect people. I'm like, God damn, Michael, you're going in on this dude.
He probably learned all that from when JR was still there. Even though,
God damn it, choke him, choke slam him down.
There are moments with JR. I'm thinking to myself, boy, he's going to have a stroke at the moment time he on commentary on some of the moments.
Bro said on an episode of Raw, he goes, I hope Kane gets run over by a Mack truck.
I was like,
I'm like, Jesus.
Thank God, because like I said, if you go back to the early 2000s, like there was a lot of crap some stuff that was said that would not fly today. Even like wishing like that on somebody, boy, people are gonna cancel you in a heartbeat for that.
I mean,
Well,
I mean, this is the same company that had a guy punk kick a baby into the crowd.
Yeah, that. I forgot about that. It's not my fault.
Every time I see that clip, I jokingly go. Every time I see that clip, I jokingly go. It's good. Every single time.
Okay, I'm not. You're not dragging me down the hell that time. But,
dude, you nearly laughed. You nearly laughed. I almost dragged you straight to hell. You almost got straight to hell. Look at you. Come on. Go. There you go. You're hell. Welcome to hell. Welcome to hell.
It's a 3-way to. I will say, Holly, to an extent, yes, but you have to look at the time period of what was said.
Then, we just watched an episode of Raw where Mankind said that he likes to play video games in his room naked.
Or it's not just that. Oh, wait till you get boy.
No! When he had that promo with freaking
Val Venus,
and he said, "Whip it out," and I'm not gonna say much more.
Whoa! I said, pause there.
I'm not gonna say much more.
Just
that's what we said.
But yeah, there's some things that said where it makes you.
No, oh God, is he? Yo, Rob, look this up. Please don't tell me this is true.
Well,
I wanted to check him out because if it's true,
true, WB is fucked. They're fucked.
But if it's a fake news, right now,
unfortunately, according to what Ross said, Triple H will no longer serve on the board of directors for WWE after the merger.
Well, guess what? Vince? You freaking won. Congratulations.
And according to the WrestleOps, that per an SEC filing today, Paul Triple H Levesque will not be on a board, be on the new board members entity for TKO, which is the merger with WWE and Endeavor, which will be official next month.
Yeah. I mean, what can I say about it, Vince? You screwed up again.
Vince. Congratulations, asshole. You won.
Vince, do me a favor. Please retire because you don't suck again.
You know he's not going to. The only time we'll actually finally get, right until, I really hate to say it, was when Vince dropped 6 feet underground. That's. Well,
Rob, we told you not to say that.
I mean, I really hate to say that, man. But yeah, and Holly, this all started when Stephanie left. It was you knew what the company was heading, and now with this, boy,
he won. He fucking won. Vince won. Congratulations.
It really makes you wonder. It's just like, we're in a new age now. It's like we need better, fresh ideas. Look, the one thing we always get. I don't know, man. It really makes you wonder. It's just like, well, like, dude, like this company's been around since 1963, and it's going to keep trickling down. Like I said,
I'm telling you, when Triple H was running the company for about 6-7 months, it was going very, very well. The ratings were going up, show quality was going up, everything was going great. Vince comes back. He plays half-ass with Triple H. Triple H does one show. Vince does the other. One show sucked. The other show was good. But now he's running the whole thing again.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm more pissed off about this because, I can get past the other instances where he should have been in jail. But this guy literally went and sexually assaulted multiple women. And pay them hush money. With company money, mind you. And now the feds he paid off the feds yet again. He trickled his way back into the company. And now Triple H says, I'm done. He gives up. He gives, and I bet you he was forced to go. Like he forced Stephanie out. His own fucking daughter.
Or maybe, yeah.
And now the shows are not only that. Yeah, and I'm more pissed off about the sexual assault thing, but I'm also I'm more in this front. I'm more bummed out that WB is going to take a hit in show quality, but I'm more pissed off they let a sexual assaulter win.
Oh yeah,
that's my problem.
I'm not. I don't think Shane was near around because I don't think Shane would didn't really want to be a part of this. You know, I said no, I'm going to keep my distance away from that.
Yeah, Shane said, "Y'all got these issues. My dad fired my ass. I don't even want to deal with him."
Even though as much as we hated Shane on TV, but I think the reason, and no one fact we didn't really see him, yes, I mean minus the fact he tore his club. But for some reason, that's always like a McMahon thing. They always have to tear their goddamn quads for whatever goddamn reasons. Like. How we get to the race? Like, oh, there goes my quad. It's like, hello, wait, like it's like history.
Whatever. That's whatever. But
yeah.
But let's go back to the problem at hand, though. Let's go back to the problem at hand. You let a guy who sexually assaulted multiple women, paid them hush money, win. Come the fuck on, dude.
Well, the owner of Endeavor, Ari Emanuel, he is good friends with.
This is why I say fuck the rich. That's exactly why I say fuck the rich.
Yeah, that's
they obviously always win. They always get past all these damn issues. And I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Triple H had health issues that barred him from the ring, and that's the thing. That he was only barred from the ring. He can sit behind a desk and write shows.
Exactly, like
that's not a problem.
And actually,
the problem is Vince somehow paid off the feds yet again. After a very, very serious case, which he should be in prison for, he should not even be out. He should not be a free man right now. He should be in prison.
He should.
But look, there's another week.
And he's back in the company now. He's writing shows again, and he's out of his board of directors.
Oh, trust me. And obviously, with this, I mean, one of my other good content creators that I actually like watching this stuff. From Angle, for those who remember, he's another pro wrestling content creator, but he actually did tweet this out about an hour ago. Triple H not being part of the board of directors is a massive red flag. That's kind of obvious. We all know where like I said.
I mean, that's
we know what the red flag is. It's Vince McMahon. That's the red flag right there. Right there, Vince McMahon.
Also, too, like if you know if this company's going to screw up even more, let's just put it this way: if Triple H leaves the company in its entirety. Kind of like how Shane and Stephanie did.
Honestly, I would not be fucking shocked at this point. If he's leaving his board of directors, basically he left the company.
You know, it's
and he's chief contract. Right now he's still chief content officer. If he's out as that, it's gonna get worse.
And it really.
But the board of directors that oversees the entire thing.
So pretty much his title is pretty much just done. Pretty much
his title is like, screw you, I'm taking my company back. That's basically what happened, and he took his company back. Freaking idiot! Should be in freaking prison, not running a damn company.
But like I said,
how? And guess what? You use our money, our goddamn money, to pay for your sexual assault shit. That's our money you were using, idiot.
Yeah, that's a fact, yeah.
Now you ain't wrong.
The ticket sales, that's our money. The damn pay-per-view buys, Peacock, our money. Merch sales, our money. But guess what? You used that money for hush money, didn't you? You should be in prison, you freaking idiot.
Yeah. I mean, there's no words that I can explain about it. I mean, when I just heard that about the news that about Triple H is not being able to, that's like, oh my god, because look at it, this folks. I mean, Vincent Kennedy McMahon is being like a shame. It's like a failure, and he should belong in the prison because all the wrong things about it. And I agree with you, Tyler. He should be in the prison because when he was doing like the wrong things, and he just screwed up not only for the creative, but he was doing like some bad things, And I agree with you, Tyler. I agree with you. I mean,
and the thing is, yes, he was doing bad things, but bad ain't even the word for it. That's an understatement. He was doing heinous things. He was doing horrendous things. He was out here for honestly, this has been going on for decades. Let's be honest with ourselves. This has been going on since the 80s. If somebody in the 80s or not like the early 90s came out on a goddamn talk show and said that Vince sexually assaulted her and paid her hush money. And this kept going for years. And it came back to bite him in his ass a year ago. That's why he did that fake retirement for like 6 months. And now you drive your own daughter and your own son-in-law out of their positions just so you can get your company back?
And shit. And if it's not just that too, like he destroyed his entire family. If you think about it, his wife
left. He destroyed the entire McMahon family by his freaking self.
Like
Stephanie hates him. Triple H for damn sure hates him. Shane don't want nothing to do with him.
And rightfully so, and good for now
good for him for staying out of the shit.
And Linda looks like she's living her best life without him. So I mean, it's like
Linda, she's already freaking. Linda already has a new guy. I think Linda already has a new dude. If I remember correctly.
If you're gonna, for those who are asking, like right now the biggest cancer is Vince. You can't convince
Vince is the cancer. You're out here as a married man sexually assaulting multiple women, paying them hush money so they don't go to your wife about it? And to the feds?
And it's not just that too. And you drove your best talent out of the company, in terms like
no, I'm not talking about the booking front. I'm talking talking about the morality front. That's the problem. That's the meat and potatoes of this issue. Your morale is so fucked. Vince. You should not even be running. You shouldn't even run a company. And guess what, Vince? Guess who the majority of your goddamn fans are? Yeah, they're kids. Majority of your fans are kids. They look up to people like you, and they're gonna think, "Oh, I can go out and take advantage of women when I'm grown, so I can." Pay off, and they think if they can do any crime and get away with it. Because, all I gotta do is get enough money so I can pay off the government or pay off the law enforcement. Pay off the feds. They're gonna think it's okay because of you.
It really isn't. And the fact that
when is your old ass gonna learn?
It ain't gonna happen.
It ain't gonna happen because you're a rich asshole. That's what it is, Vince. You're a rich asshole.
I'll say this too, and we can move on to our last final topic. Because like I said, Vince is that top 1% because like I said, money changes a lot of people. No matter, and people call me look like I was fucking stupid. It's like it's like, oh, money doesn't change it. But when you're in the top 1%, yes, it fucking does. I'm sorry. Look, I know we're kind of in the way that Vince is like Vince. The only thing about him, he's like okay. Look, I don't want to bring in like any religious analogy, but in a way, he's kind of the living embodiment. Not just that, but he also is the living embodiment of greed. For those who don't know, Mammon, the demon of greed. That's Vince in a nutshell, right then and there.
You can read that shit in the Bible. Go, huh, that's Vince McMahon.
Yeah, I hate bringing up the religious analogy, but something has to be said.
It's basically what it is, bro. It's basically what it is. I'm not even religious, and I agree with that.
Also, we do have a positive update on Bray. So, Sean Rossett reported that after today's update, it was explained that Fightful that the illness that Bray Wyatt was fighting, he's actually recovering from it. So he's doing much better on that front.
Okay. So Holly, that's your update for you. He is okay. He is healing. I honestly think he'll be back in September for sure. I think that timetable will be met.
Or
but with Vince back, man, don't come back.
Do it.
Don't come back. But he's back as head honcho. As of today, he's back as head honcho.
You know what's speaking of that, we did talk about Vince. Former Summer Rae actually talked to Chris Van Fleet about this afternoon, actually. So it's going to be interesting. But she did say she recalls Vince McMahon was getting upset and saying that, quote, no one's bigger than the WWE after the Lana Rusev engagement leaked on TMZ. Even Vince was pissed about that when those two got engaged. Yeah, like, how petty do you have to be to get pissed at
something? How fucking moronic do you have to be to sit there and say, oh, you guys can't get engaged and announce your engagement because of a TV storyline? Do you see people like these damn celebrity couples who get married? Oh, I gotta scrap a storyline because, oh no, they got married. No. Vince, this is a fucking TV show.
So this is basically what she said. So, skipped all the other quotes and stuff like that, or not one of the WWE Championship. We can move on from that. But she did say this, saying, quote, when the TMZ storyline got mysteriously to TMZ, no one cared. We are in Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, that really set Vince off and like everyone, because I don't know why, but we were like for the favorite storyline of him. It was crazy. I think at the time Cena had a storyline for 4 months and we were going on 3. So it was just something that you weren't seeing like how they do nowadays. It's like amazing long storylines.
What the hell did I just say? She made a perfect analogy. What the hell did I just say? You see these celebrity couples out here getting married. You don't see them scrapping storylines in movies and TV shows. That's exactly what Summer Rae just said.
And it's not just that too, but another thing she really pointed out too. The storytelling has been god fucking shit ever since the storytelling.
It was shit the first time they did it. It was shit the second time they did it with freaking Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the fact that it's not just that too, and she saw like how the company punished Lana for that. Remember when Lana got punished, they were literally punishing her by putting her through tables and shit like that. Everybody recalls from that.
No, because she got engaged.
Apparently so.
No. That is not how that went.
Or
because she was being put through tables in the Bobby Lashley storyline. Rusev and Lana were already married at that point. I don't know what happened with that. I don't know what caused it, but she was being put through tables because no one really cared for Lana. Let's be honest with you. As a wrestler. That was the only reason, because they didn't really take her serious, which no one did. But they didn't. But the thing is, Vince McMahon has a fragile ass ego when it comes to shit.
I like I said, it's look, for those who are watching, it's kind of hard to put into words. Like, you have someone like Summer Rae. Yes, no one really cared for her either, but the fact she knew how this all came about, and she also did say, she did get kicked off that European tour. Like, she did miss from, like, she said there was no payoff. Like, what do I do? Like, she's on the European tour. She got kicked off. She missed out between $15,000 to $20,000 from that European tour.
So you punish every single wrestler involved, or both females involved, Lana and Summer Rae, for an engagement.
Yeah,
this is one of the reasons why I do not want Vince back, because of petty shit like that. And another reason why, again, he should be in prison, not running a company.
And shit, you know what's also crazy too? Like, not just when Lana getting punished, but Vince did like the fact when Rusev Day got over, he punished Rusev as well, made him look like a complete fucking idiot. Like that's the thing too. Like, if you get owned on your, and see, that's where the problem with Vince too doesn't really. What really annoys, angers a lot of people. Like if you do not get over, if you get over organically, like like without the company's help, a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, you ain't going to see Jack squat. And now I'm kind of worried now with LA Knight. Now that's where the problem is now heading. If you think about it,
guess what? Any proper booking that this man's got,
it's going to be out the goddamn window.
That Vince is out of his board, or Triple H is out of his board of directors, and Vince is back in. He's the head honcho now again. Bye LA Knight.
I mean, that's not one of my case right now because LA Knight became one of those perfect examples because over the time he gave us like the great promos and people thought it's gonna be like an example for missed it out with The Rock or Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean, LA Knight gives like a great promos every time it comes to Raw and SmackDown. And don't forget that all the merchandise of LA Knight became really sold it. And of course, there's one guy named Justin. He makes like an impression about LA Knight out of his TikTok videos because they made it popular. But what was it that case? Because they want to try to burn out the LA Knight, but the people, the crowd, the fans, they want to see LA Knight triumph because they're doing for the next generation on WWE. So what the hell are they gonna do with LA Knight if they go after the change of the plans right now? I mean, I do not understand it about why they're gonna waste a great talent like LA Knight. I mean, LA Knight has been kind of a long way. Remember those times at Impact Wrestling at the gone for the dummy? Yeah, because he was went for being awesome. I mean, he pays homage for Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. This part of this promo.
Yeah, and these idiots are saying, "Oh, he stole their characters." No, he's paying homage to them. And also for another thing too, though, like, yeah, you can count the merch sales, you can count how they get over, but Vince doesn't like that. Unless he makes you.
And the fact is, he became one of the biggest new generation of the WWE because of his promos, all these movements right now.
Yeah, everything. Hold on, everything though. But yeah, Vince doesn't like. Oh, you got over by yourself. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, you have more merch than anybody else. Hell, I bet you amount of money with his fragile ego. He's pissed that he overtook Roman.
Yeah, you know what? I was tired. You just read my goddamn mind. I was about to say that.
That was the point. That was a good point.
It really is because it makes you wonder. It's just like, if Vince quote unquote didn't make you, you're pushing. And like I said, and going back to what me and Tara talked about this last week on the show or the last episode we did. When I first originally told him that Mark Henry advised him not to renew his contract, Tyler I was looking a complete fucking idiot. But now, when we can see how his treatment before this push that he's been getting, you can make the argument, the company does not see him as.
But here's the thing. That was before. I'm talking about now on forward.
Oh, going forward?
Going forward, he's fucked. Going forward, he's screwed.
It's not just.
I'm telling you this right now. Going forward, his push is dashed.
I can see. So LA I know is going to get fucked. I'm trying to think who else you could probably put.
LA Knight's going to get fucked. Image Control's fucked.
I mean, and rightfully so because they stink.
Well, not really, because I like EO and Dakota.
Minus EO. That's besides the point.
No, Dakota too and Bailey. They're pretty good wrestlers. They were just in a shit freaking group. It just didn't work well together.
I would say hot take, maybe Drew. I think they're going to find a way to screw him. And
Drew's gonna.
I really hate to say that.
Drew, I don't think that because remember last time Drew was a champion, Vince was running the company, so I don't think he's screwed. JD is screwed. McDonough's screwed.
Oh, that sucks.
The whole build too is going to get freaking mashed.
It's going to get thrown out the window. You got JD.
Yeah, JD.
Cameron Grimes.
Cameron Grimes. I mean, he was already fucked under Trips. He was already fucked.
He's gonna be fucked 2 times over.
Yeah.
And
double fucked.
Even though that's poor phrasing, but go with it. I'm sorry.
No, it's not. You double fuck. All right.
I mean, who else? Because we gotta have to make a list of who's can be. That is. Trying to think who else. Shit, you know what?
Oscar's gonna be screwed again. God damn it.
Yeah. Oh no, that's gonna piss everybody off. And
no.
Oh, think about it too. When Vince comes back, who's gonna be the main title picture? Fucking
Charlotte.
We're gonna see this writing on the goddamn wall. Like it
I will
doesn't.
say this. Do not put Charlotte on this, because if they're gonna put Charlotte on that title, I'll be screwed up. I'll be screwed up.
Dude, we're all gonna be pissed. But the problem that we see that is because there's something we can do about it. We're just normal fans. We can't do nothing about it. You know, unless something does happen, for God's sakes. I don't know what it is. We're gonna see Charlotte in the title picture until what she like. And shit, how about this? Shayna Baszler.
Till she fucking retires. That's when they'll keep her on.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. And Shayna might get fucked too.
Shayna's screwed. God damn it.
I mean,
Sonya Deville's gonna be back being fucked too.
Same with Chelsea Green. And also too,
by association, because she's tagging with Tony.
Or
God damn it.
I think Cody's, and I don't want to say Cody's going to get screwed, but I think he's going to get screwed regardless, because somehow Vince hates the Rhodes family for whatever goddamn reason. All
I gotta say, if he brings it, if he tells Cody, I'm bringing back Stardust, he better walk away, Cody. Walk the fuck away.
People can get screwed. I want to see the heel Street Profits. That entire Hurt Business 2.0 might get fucking scrapped.
God damn it.
And Bobby, if they screw Bobby Lashley, I'm going to be pissed, because I'm a Bobby Lashley type of guy. That's my dude.
Bobby Lashley, though, I think they'll be booked. He was booked pretty well under Vince.
Which is
his latest run. Which was not really surprising. Not really that surprising.
It really isn't. But
then again, it is surprising because he doesn't like black wrestlers.
Yeah, that's true. And I'm gonna say the New Day are going to get screwed, but I do think they are going to be regardless.
New Day's fine. New Day's fine. I think New Day is fine. As like tag team, in a sense. But yeah, a lot of these wrestlers, man, they're going to get screwed.
And honestly, like I said, with the budget cuts or these quote unquote cuts coming up, or whenever that's going to happen,
I would start if the wrestlers heard the news. I would start asking for my releases now before cut.
Exactly, get out of there as quickly as you possibly can, because it's you know, especially the case of LA Knights. As you know, even though because originally before, you know, when Triple H was like, okay, I think this guy could be a nice little long term piece. Now, I'm not so sure anymore. I really don't. Because I don't think, because this is the problem where Vince has the problem. He doesn't want to think the long term. I mean, look at here. He destroyed NXT. Because, like I said, I haven't really watched NXT in over a few months. Because, good fucking lord, that's just fucking trash. You know, and I'm worried for the people, the men and women down in NXT. No Tiffany Stratton, Roxanne Perez. If she gets screwed, I'm going to be livid. I'm going to be livid to the point where it's like, you know, I'm going to go all the way up to Stanford and smack somebody. I'm not.
Dude, you better stop at Rhode Island, or you better come up to Rhode Island and then go back down.
Make a stop to your.
I will hold that motherfucker down while you punch him. All right. That's
where I'm very nervous. Like, you know, a guy like Braun, for some reason, I think he's safe for now, because that's what Vince looks for in wrestlers. Like
Bronson Reed.
Oh, Bronson Reed's going to be gone. I know he's going to get screwed.
Oh, I thought you said Bronson. Never mind.
Braun Breaker's what I'm.
Braun Breaker's fine. Braun Breaker's fine.
Like I said, Braun Breaker is safe because you know, Vince likes those kind of guys, like big beefy boys. I know that's a weird phrasing, but just bear with me.
He likes the big meaty men slap meat, as Big E likes to say.
That's rough. But yeah, it's like, you know, and all in all, think Tyler, you and all of us, we have we could just go back and watch the retro stuff for the hell of it, because let's be real, it's better than what. Because boy, and men also Dynamite.
Dude, I'm gonna say this: for Mondays and Fridays, we're gonna be going through some absolute torture from now on, and it's gonna suck.
It's gonna suck, but we have
on the booking front. On the booking front, but on a morality issue, I don't think Endeavor gives a shit about morals.
No,
they don't give a shit about morals, and that pisses me off. Out here promoting a freaking.
It doesn't make any sense.
Out here keeping a guy who sexually assaults women.
Well, see, and that's where the another problem lies. Not besides Vince, Ari Emanuel, who owns Endeavor, who is very good friends, is personal best friends with Vince McMahon. And yeah, that's where the problem lies with Endeavor.
Fucking idiot.
So you got two cancers right now. Vince, well, that's obvious, and Ari Emanuel. Those are two cancers right then and there. The two distractions you're going to have from here on out when that merger officially is complete.
Freaking moron.
But yeah, so I know we had to end that off on a sour note, but we had to bring this to y'all's attention, to our loyal viewers. Yes, I know when it comes to the other watch parties, yes, from the booking side, yes, it's going to suck, but we're going to do it for you. Like I said, we can't just automatically cut it and just. I mean,
yeah,
you guys.
And I'm not going to sit there and go, "Oh, I'm done with WWE. I'm done with AEW. I'm done with this company, that company." I'm not going to do that because we have a podcast. Yeah. We have podcasts to do, news to cover, everything else. And if I was, and it's hard. It's hard to stay away from the company. It's hard.
Yeah. And because y'all ask a ton of it, from
it's not just that though. It's the fact that it's all we ever knew growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like we can't go away from it.
That's a good point. But I mean, like I said, when we talked about the attitude, boy, you did share. It is 100% attitude here on the It's Running podcast for the first time in.
Yeah, and I think we upped the F-bombs because of it too.
Hey, shit!
Because we wanted to bring you guys 100% attitude, man.
And we did 100%. And shout to
not just edginess, but we brought legit attitude. We were pissed.
You can see a wide range of emotions in terms of our attitudes.
Yeah.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 50. It's Running Podcast. It's been like I said, it's going to be going fun. We're halfway to 100 on this show, which is freaking unbelievable how far this show has come along.
The fact that I started on a rinky-dink phone with two black bars on the screen, now to a tablet to where you guys can see me in full screen. And also how we started with Anchor and we went from just having 5 listeners. Now we have like maybe 45 to 50 an episode, which is really, really cool. Really cool stuff. Well, we love you guys. We love you guys. We're on the road to 50 episodes?
100.
100 episodes. We're on the We're almost at 100, y'all.
Halfway.
We're at the halfway point here, guys. Like I said, the future is bright. As much as I know some of the pro wrestling roads gonna suck, but hey, look, our show and our content is gonna be future is bright over here. Just the 3 amigos.
Bright, yeah.
And with that,
3 amigos, and plus, unlike Vince McMahon, our ego is pretty tiny.
Like I said,
we're humble people. We don't care about. We don't care about the money. We don't care about anything because all the money that we get right to charity. We don't care about that.
But before we get up out of here,
we care about entertaining you guys.
It's all the entertainment purposes. But also, before we get up out of here, also with if you guys haven't checked out our sponsors from SeatGeek, use our promo code at Philly Sports to save $20 off. Whether go to a wrestling event, concerts, sporting events. Because obviously you guys don't. Because like I said, we'll hook you up on SeatGeek. Also, check out the merch shop down below for the It's Running Podcast and also the Sports and Wrestling Connection at the sportsandwrestling.myspreadshirt.com. obviously next week we do have 15% off. So please, like I said, Tyler, and definitely at Raph. Please do not miss out on that amazing deal come next week. And also too, if anybody that's a late night Twitch streamer, gamer, all that good stuff, you should go to w.gg, use Sports Wrestler 10, all in capital letters, save 10% off your order, whether it's get your flavor package, the shaker, or your starting variety pack. Like I said, we guys got you hooked up with all our sponsors, and potentially we might be having another one on the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. For those who are baseball fans, I gotta see what Just Gloves, are. So we might be an affiliate with them. So
that's awesome, bro. That's
like
awesome.
I said, we're gonna have more sponsors along the way. Like I said, we're gonna get you guys. We're gonna get you hooked
up. We can get you hooked up, but I feel like the big sponsor for us is SeatGeek. For you guys, if you want to go to like a wrestling show, you want to go to a concert, man. With Ticketmaster liking to freaking scout people all the time.
Yeah.
Just use our promo code for SeatGeek because we're hooking you up with that. SeatGeek doesn't scout people at all. They don't scout. So, unlike Ticketmaster. So, and W, I never had their drinks. I'm sure they're really good. But
yeah, so like I said, we got you guys. We got some good sponsors for y'all. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is concluded. With that being said, have a great rest of your day, guys. We're out.
All right, have a